Which 6 designer handbags are actually worth our money and ones we may actually regret buying. Hey guys, an impromptu video at the start of the new year. I wasn't exactly planning this video and I'm actually meant to be on a break, but I stumbled across this article and it really intrigued me and I wanted to share it on my channel. In any case, I hope you had a wonderful New Year celebration with your friends and family. So here's the article, 6 designer handbags that are actually worth the money and ones you may regret buying. I saw this article on CNBC.com, and the contributor of this article is Charles Cora, who is the founder and CEO of Rebag, a name that most of us are familiar with because some of us shop on here for secondhand luxury handbags. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that resale value of an item or luxury handbag is extremely important to me, so these kinds of articles always really pique my interest. So Charles Cora found that based on their proprietary pricing tool, here are 6 designer handbags that are actually worth our money. At the top of the list is a brand that I'm personally not too familiar with, and it is Telfar. And that's because Telfar is not readily available in Australia. The article states that due to high demand and very limited releases, and because these bags have been taken on by celebrities like Dua Lipa, Oprah Winfrey, and Beyonce, Telfar bags have an average value retention of 195%. So they almost double the retail price on the resale market. And this is significantly higher than Chanel, which only has an average value retention of 87%. Now, Telfer is a fairly new brand. It was founded in 2005. It's not personally my style at the moment. That's because the aesthetics are not really my taste, but then again, I'm someone who has more of an acquired taste. I really disliked the Chanel 19 when I first saw it, but I absolutely love it now. So the Telfer bags might actually grow on me. We will see. Yeah, so here's one, the small green shopping bag. I'm not sure about all these handles and straps going all over the place. I find it a little bit busy and I'm not sure I would ever need 2 long crossbody straps, and also they're not detachable and not adjustable, and usually these strap drops will be too long for my 5'1" frame. The other issue is that I understand that the Telfer bags are not made of real leather, and I'm not really a faux leather bag person. In my past experience, these bags have not worn particularly well, but from a budget point of view, they do stand at a very friendly price point. The small green shopping bag is $150 US. The article states that any model of the Telfer shopping bag, especially the UGG, Eastpak, and Moose Knuckles collaborations, are probably the most reliable and will earn at least the retail value at resale. I do think this one over here is very cute. I love the teddy design, they look so cuddly. This one here is a Telfer X Eastpak collaboration. Yeah, this aesthetic's not really my taste, but I can see how it can be extremely practical, say for travel, or if you need to carry a laptop, or if you were to use it as a nappy bag. From an idea standpoint, as investments, I do like the Telfer bags because they start at a really good low price point and seem to appreciate really well according to this data. So technically, they fulfill the definition of a good investment. Number 2, 3, and 4 are not surprising. Number 2 are Hermes bags. The article states that on average, the brand's products retain their initial retail value and are worth more on the resale market. The average value retention is 103% for Hermes bags. Birkins have an average value retention of 96%, while the Kelly averages 108%. However, the very rare Birkin Cellier has an especially high average value retention of 226%. Wowzers. And on some level, this is not particularly surprising given the recent news that Hermes is going to discontinue their Birkin Celliers. At number 3 are Louis Vuitton bags. The article states that most impressive resale values come from their short release styles. For example, the Nigo Keepall bandolier bag has a 119% average value retention, while the Louis Vuitton X NBA Ball in basket bag has a 140% average value retention. And overall, the brand's average retention value at resale is 92%. I don't have very many limited edition Louis Vuitton bags. Actually, I don't have any at all. At most, I have mini pochettes, most of them from the Christmas animation line. I'm really hoping that they will appreciate in value over time. I'm not using them that much, so they are kept in pristine condition for the future. Have you got any limited edition Louis Vuitton pieces? Leave me a comment. Now, not every Louis Vuitton bag holds their value, and the article does touch on this later. At number 4, no surprise again, are Chanel handbags. I actually thought Chanel handbags will retain value better than Louis Vuitton, but here we are at number 4. The brand's average value retention is 87%, and some Chanel handbags can exceed 100%. I was surprised to hear this detail. The Chanel Deauville tote and Grand shopping tote are amongst the highest value bags, retaining an average of 112% and 110% respectively. I think the GST is discontinued, and maybe this is why it has a higher value retention. However, a Chanel Deauville comes out, I think, almost every season still. Perhaps it depends on which seasonal piece it is, and I can imagine that the canvas pieces may be really popular because they are really functional, they're very elegant and very lightweight. This one here is my absolute favorite, the black with the multicolor letters. I drool every time I see this, and at the moment it is retailing for over 10,000 Australian dollars. Now, I find it difficult to believe that this would go above retail on the resale market. Of course, there are lots of variables to consider, such as the condition of the bag and how special or pretty the bag might be. I see, based on my quick research, that I can't really agree that the Chanel Deauville tote holds value that well. As with all these articles, they look at really gross values, and I think it's always really important to do your own research and make your decision purchases on a case-by-case basis. At number 5 are mini editions of bags. This is attributed to the fact that they are produced in smaller quantities and have high demand, often driving up the secondary market values. Examples that were provided were a Louis Vuitton Speedy Mini HL bag, which retains 201% of its value at resale, as well as the vintage Fendi Micro Baguette that keeps 149% of its retail value on the resale market. Okay, I think these are really optimistic examples. Firstly, the Louis Vuitton Speedy Mini HL. I don't think that's made anymore. It is no longer available on the Louis Vuitton website. So firstly, this is not a new bag. It was made many years ago. And with all the Louis Vuitton price increases, this bag would have been comparatively cheaper in its day. And that's the benefit of the price increases. The value of your handbags go up significantly if you bought the right one. It's also because it's a mini bag. Mini bags in general are competitively priced compared to regular size bags, because that's what the consumer expects, because you don't want to pay a ton more for a smaller version of a bag. So based on these factors, this creates a high demand and low supply situation. And plus the price increases, this inflates the apparent market value of the bag. And I would say that the second example of a vintage Fendi Micro Baguette ticks all of the above mentioned criteria too. The way I've interpreted this is that if you purchase the mini bag that happens to be discontinued, you may get a significantly inflated value for it in 10 to 20 years' time. Not every mini bag will instantly have a higher resale value after the purchase, but this is just my interpretation. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. And here I am definitely hoping that my mini pochettes will increase in value in the next 10 to 20 years, but only time will tell. At number 6 are collaboration bags, and that's attributed to the fact that they are produced in limited quantities and sell out. And we all know how hard it can be to acquire one of these. You got to pre-order, like I did with some of my Louis Vuitton mini pochettes. The Yayoi Kusama X LV collaboration is highly anticipated. The collaboration between Dani O and Dior was set to perform really well on the resale market. The double zip crossbody pouch can be out of pocket 139% of its retail price. To be honest, I do really like it too. Wow, this one I'd like to add to my collection if I ever get the chance. Now here's what's important to pay attention to as well. What bags are bad investments? They are too trendy and they fall out of fashion within a few years. The article did give a nod to a few exceptions. Bags that went out of style and came back, for example the Dior Settle and the Fendi Baguette. So if you owned a vintage version, their prices could have gone up after the re-release of these bags. Consumers were warned about bag styles that are produced in large quantities but low demand, and it stated that the Louis Vuitton Elma BB has an average value retention of 67%. So it's not that you shouldn't buy it, but maybe consider buying it on the pre-loved market if you want a better bang for your buck. There are two other bags specifically highlighted in this category, and that's the Chanel Tricolor Classic Double Flap that has an average retention value of 38%, and the Prada Double Zip Luxe Tote, which only resells for 35% of its recommended retail price. You see, Chanel is not foolproof, and so are the other brands. These are helpful figures. Feel free to screenshot or save the article, and next time you're looking for some of these bags pre-loved, you could use this information to negotiate.